Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be jumping into how to actually build automations for local businesses and earn a monthly retainer all the way up to $900 every single month. The reason I'm making this video is that you might have seen my TikToks or my shorts, which have gone pretty viral, in which I'm explaining basically the automations that I built for my clients, as well as conceptual ones that could be made. And those do very well. And a lot of the questions that I get is, okay, that's cool, but how do we actually build these out in practice? Which is obviously a fantastic question. So that's what I'm going to be diving into in this video. It's going to be the laziest and simplest guide for you to understand automations from A to Z, exactly how they work, how to structure them, how to sell them, and how to actually build them out, really. So yeah, I don't like to waste time, so we can just jump straight into it, starting with which businesses does this actually work for? So in terms of automations, it's really for any local business that deals with customers' appointments if they have leads or they're performing any kind of service. The examples that I like to put and the ones that I have clients of and ones that I like to reference are barbershops, nail salons, gyms, martial arts studios, different types of individual brokers like insurance, mortgage, real estate brokers, and then service providers is great as well. So plumbers, electricians. I have a dock installer, a quartz countertop installer, clients of mine, and then clinics, and then I have a daycare as well. So it's really applicable to almost anybody. Every business can be automated in some sort of way. It's really just about you finding the best solution to come up with for these people. Next, moving on, what kind of automations can I build? So like I mentioned, it's going to be very specific to that type of business. It's not going to be a one size fits all kind of thing. It's going to depend upon what that business needs, what they're actually using right now. So for example, if they're using pen and paper and you're coming in with this comprehensive CRM solution, in theory, it sounds fine, but there's going to be a huge learning curve involved with that. And that's something that one, you have to be prepared for, and two, take into consideration when you're building their solution. So it has to be something that doesn't cause a lot of friction. That's going to be an easy, smooth transition. Maybe work your way up to a more complex one, but that's obviously something to bear in mind. Examples of automations that you can build, which you've probably seen on my TikTok, is appointment booking, Google review requests, lead generation, nurturing appointment setting, social media, like autoresponders or like chatbots almost, automated invoicing, actual AI bots, widgets, social media posting, and scheduling. So these are common ones that a lot of those businesses that we mentioned here will have some overlap into. But again, you can make very custom ones based on your client's requirements as well. It's not an exhaustive list, obviously. Now, where do I find clients is obviously a big one. That's something everybody's wondering. And I'm going to come back to it because I want to first explain to you the structure of what automations are and how to actually build and sell them, which is what you're here for. And then if you're looking to actually get into this, then we can jump into where to find your clients afterwards. So next, how do I actually build them? So this is an important part. Now, like I mentioned, each solution that we create is going to be unique and it's going to require different sets of softwares based on what they're currently using and what you think is best for them. It's going to require some creativity and engineering on your part to understand where they are and kind of where you want to take them and what tools you have available to do that. So in order to do that, we have three different kinds of softwares that is going to be prevalent for this. One is called a bridging software. So bridging software essentially works by combining multiple softwares together and acting as that bridge to send data or communication. So if you're not familiar with Zapier, you can check it out. Zapier is fantastic. That's the one that I use. But then there's other competitors of theirs as well. They basically just allow different softwares to talk to each other. Then we have functional software or generative software. Now what this does is this software receives some sort of input and it generates an output for us. So for example, you send a prompt to ChatGPT or you send some data to it, it's going to manipulate it and give you some response. Descript, for example, would take like an audio file or a video file, transcribe it and give you that output of a text file, for example. Midjourney would take in a prompt or some sort of sensory information and give you an output of an image, for example, that was AI generated. A PDF converter, for example, is also an example of a functional software, meaning you can send it like a PDF document and it spits out a Word document. So basically, some manipulation is happening to the data, which is what you need for this solution. Quick example for this to make sense is like for OpenAI, I generate a lot of ad copy for some of my clients who need lead generation. So instead of me manually opening up ChatGPT and writing oh, I have a client, this is the industry that they work in, this is who they're looking to reach, this is their budget, all that stuff. I can just have a Google form, which I send to my client. They fill out that information that I need. It's a set template. Then using Zapier, we basically send that information to ChatGPT and it generates an output of ad copy for us. So that's an example of functional and bridging software communicating with each other. It's much simpler than it sounds. And then finally, just jumping into delivery software. So delivery software is how you get that final output and you want to, send it out or deliver it in some way. So it could be in the form of like a Slack message notification. It could be like an email being sent out. You could be adding to a Google Doc. It could be a post on social media or a message, a direct message. Or it could be like an SMS through Twilio or some other service. So in a nutshell, these are the three main components that are going to be involved in your automations. And then you can mix functional and delivery ones together using a bridging software in the middle to help them communicate with each other. Pretty simple. If that's still unclear for you, just rewind, watch it again. It should make sense. Otherwise, leave a comment and I can clarify. Now, something else that I want to talk about is a hybrid software. So hybrid is basically a combination of all of these to some extent, which is the only one that I found is gohighlevel. It's basically a functional bridging and delivery software all in one. It does basically everything. If you're not familiar with it, I do talk about it a lot. It's my favorite software. My entire business runs on it. But it basically does all of these things. You can build websites, you can have forms, you can do email marketing, SMS, bookings, workflows, courses, call tracking, all of this stuff right here inside one singular software. So what that does is that replaces the need for having a lot of different, delivery softwares or functional softwares and having everything run out of gohighlevel at once. So I can post directly on social media from gohighlevel. I can send text messages from gohighlevel. I can send emails. They even have a ChatGPT integration within it. So I don't actually have to leave gohighlevel. It can be done within there as well. So it's a pretty insane software. It does everything that you need. Now, one thing I'm going to mention is that with gohighlevel itself, that is exactly what I use. All my expertise is built upon that. So if you want to come to me for like learning and coaching, this is where I'm going to send you, or this is all that I can really talk to you about, because 80% of my clients run through gohighlevel. One thing I want to mention as well is that I am an affiliate and I am partnered with gohighlevel because I send so much business to them, because I just basically live in their platform. It did make sense for me to become an affiliate. So if you guys do decide to go with gohighlevel, we do have a program within myself and my team that if you do sign up with us, we do provide you with a lot of perks and benefits. So I can share that with you here. But basically, I have a full guide on gohighlevel, how to set it up from start to finish. We give you automation templates. So if you've seen any videos of mine that have automations in them, I can actually give you those automations straight from scratch, so you don't have to build them yourself or follow any tutorials. We provide you with those files and you can just hit the ground running. We have a playbook that explains exactly every feature of gohighlevel, what the value is, who it can serve, the different niches you can target, all of that. One-on-one access to me and my team whenever you want. You have access to my private Zoom calendar and my WhatsApp as well. We provide you over 100 website templates across, I think, 50 different niches. So whatever you want to work within, we can provide that to you. And then client acquisition stuff, finding your clients, scripts, all of those things. We can actually build out automations for you as well. So if you have a client and you meet them and they have a custom automation that you're not exactly sure how to build out or what's required, then we have consulting services where we can actually jump in and help you build that out, give you some advice as well. And then giveaways, throughout the month, we do giveaways for different competitions for those who are competing in some competitions that we have, or just a general raffle. If you want to get involved with that, then that's part of our community as well. All of this is a part of my gohighlevel community, which is the whole point of what I'm building and why I give out this value. Obviously, this is not a necessity. You don't have to go this route, but basically, if you do, then this is what is offered to you. So we do value at over $6,000. People have purchased these individually from me. So that is what the market rate is set at. If you were to purchase all of this, it would be over $6,000. So that's the value that you get by just being a part of our community and subscribing to our affiliate program part of it. So yeah, it's just a shameless plug to sign up with us, but we can jump back into the actual video here. Now, in terms of an actual automation itself, what does it look like? And this is what the automation structure typically is. It's very simple to understand, but basically an automation is just a sequence of actions that is initiated by some sort of trigger. So for example, a real life automation is you walk into a store, for example, you walk up to the front door and they're automated doors. So the camera detects you and the doors open up. So you stepping up was a trigger. The automatic doors moving apart is the action. You walk in, the sales clerk notices you, they get up. That's another action. So it's just a sequence of actions that are taking place by some sort of trigger, like you arriving at a grocery store, for example. So here you can have trigger, action, 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 and then from there you can use logical statements as well. So if you're into programming to some extent, you might understand logic, but basically you can put like a wait step. So for example, you can say, action one happens and then wait for 2 days, then action two happens. That's just, one example. If else. So action one happens, if they respond to action one, only then do action two. If they don't respond, then do action three. So you can do an if else and it can branch into different things. And I'll show you how to do that as well. Then you can loop as well. So you can do something like if action one happens, then go to action two. And then once action two is done, go back to action one or go back to somewhere else, and you can start a loop, for example. This is just a basic automation structure, but I'm going to show you actual examples in my Zapier profile and in my Go High Level profile so you get a sense of both of them. Okay, so this is in my actual Zapier account, and this is an actual published automation that I do for one of my clients. So just a bit of context, this client is actually an influencer. They're very big on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I think it's over 100,000 on YouTube, 300,000 on Instagram. And basically he has a coaching program, and he gets a lot of leads through a landing page on his website where he has a form where people apply to be under his coaching program. And because of the influx of leads that he gets, he has to sort through the bad quality leads, disqualify a lot of them, and just filter them out because he wastes a lot of time on unqualified people. So I made a qualification system for him through Zapier. And basically the way that it works is to trigger what starts this automation is that a new entry is submitted on his website for an application. Then what happens is those details from that entry is sent to ChatGPT, and it just cleans it up. Like if there's any typos or if they write the city instead of the country, it's going to find that and put the country because we need to have consistent data. So just random things like that, it's just going to clean up the data. Then it's going to be an if-else statement. Only continue if the leads live in an eligible country. So here I put Canada, US, Mexico, Australia, UK because those were his requirements. If the lead data from this form does not follow these criteria, then it's going to end it here and it's not going to proceed further. If they do match, then it's going to proceed and check the next statement, which is if their income is above 50,000. So that's what it checks over here. If it meets both of these criteria, then it's going to send the leads to ChatGPT for lead scoring. So based on the different criteria that he sends me, like income, the challenge that they're facing, the conviction, how long they've been following him for, all of these things, it's going to give them a score out of 10. And OpenAI is going to determine that score based on the prompt that I gave it. So the different weightage for each parameter and all of those things. So that's prompt engineering. That's different, but I'm just showing you the point of the automation. Once that happens, then the lead score and the information about the lead is actually sent to a Telegram channel that me and his entire team are on. That notifies us that a high quality qualified client has just submitted an application and to reach out and to close them. So that gets sent to Telegram. Then finally, from that output that we had from the lead scoring, I just extract the number, that lead score, and just put it into some variable. And then I send the contact details to Go High Level, which is a CRM that obviously we're talking about, because he uses that CRM as well. I sold it to him. And then all the details about the client that we first captured over here get put into the CRM, which then he can track through the system pretty easily. So that's a Zapier automation in a nutshell. So trigger, action, 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 logic, logic, action. So all of that, is exactly the template that we followed. I'm quickly going to show you a real life example of a Go High Level automation that I do for one of my clients. So this is for a more complex missed call text back automation, which basically means that anytime my client misses a phone call, we want to send an automatic text message asking, hey, sorry, I missed your call. What are you looking for? What can I help you with? So here at the top, we have the trigger. Trigger is that there's a new phone call. Call direction is incoming. Call status is busy, voicemail, or no answer. So if this happens, then start this automation and trigger it. And then we just have some variables. So it's going to update the contact field, call it missed call. This is just a tracking thing, inbound interaction, meaning that it's an inbound call. Then what it's going to do is it's going to check logic. Then it's going to check logic, checking a variable called number of missed calls, meaning that is this the first missed call that this number has ever given us? Is it the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth? The reason being is that each time there's a missed call from someone who's missed called before, we don't want to send them the same message word for word, especially if they missed call, 2 or 3 times in a quick succession, because then it looks automatic, it looks robotic. So for example, if it was the first missed call, it's going to go down this branch. We're going to put a slight delay of 0.2 minutes, which is what, like 12 seconds. Then it's going to send out a text message. So the first message is going to say, hey, this is John from XYZ company. Sorry I missed your call. What can I help you with? I just put my face over the name because the company name is there, obviously. So that message gets sent out. And then what's going to happen here at the end is we're going to add a variable. We're going to add a 1 to the missed call variable. So next time this person calls back, it's instead of going down this branch, it's going to go down this branch instead. So it just creates that different feel and adds logic to it to make it a bit more intelligent. So then as it proceeds, these different text messages go out. But again, here's the point. This is what an automation is. It's going to be trigger, action, action, logic, action, 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 all of that over here. Yep, so you can build automations in gohighlevel right here, or you can build them in Zapier like this. And then coming back over here. So that's basically my whole workflow on how you can actually build automations. I hope this was useful. We can always go in depth further on inside Zapier or inside gohighlevel as well if you need. That's an introduction to automations and how to actually get them done.